Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. Woo! It's a new day, it's a new morning, and it's a new chance to do something great today. So, if I'm on your timeline for the first time, I'm Stephanie A. Wynn. I'm an author of Ready, Set, Go, a simple guide to establishing a successful small business. And this morning, I want to talk about 3 reasons why you need a brand. I know it's early, but as they say, the early bird gets the worm. So I'm just gonna drop these nuggets on you all this morning. Um, at some point, whether you're an author, whether you're building a brand, whether you're starting a business, you will need a brand. If you have the desire to start a business, to write the book, to build a brand, you're gonna need a brand. And let's talk about that. We're gonna get right into it. So again, if you know someone who's starting a business, they're writing a book, tag, share, um, invite them in. I want to give a shout out to my YouTube listeners, my LinkedIn listeners who's tuning in this morning, and my Facebook group. I've started my business now. What Facebook group? Thank you all so much for tuning in. So, what I want to say today is, really wanted to talk about this is because a lot of times when we are we'll put the cart before the horse. We'll start building this brand out. We'll start marketing our services and products to our friends and family, and then once our friends and family have purchased whatever it is, whether it's a service, whether it's a product, we get frustrated and then we quit and we'll start something else, and then we'll repeat the same cycle all over again. And a lot of reasons why that happens is because there's no brand. Nobody knows that you had this thing, whether it was the service or the product. So I'm here to just give you some tips as to why you need a brand. But first, let me talk about what a brand is. A brand is how your target audience or your reader audience, how they see you. Like, they know exactly when you show up, it's clear what you do. So I'll give you an example. If you are an author and they see you pop up and you've been showing up consistently, they know that. They know that before you even start talking. Oh, that's Stephanie. She wrote the book about starting a business, right? So they know exactly who you are. That's your reader audience. That's they know you by the way you've branded yourself. A lot of people know me by my haircut because my haircut is styled a little bit different, right? So again, it's all in how your audience see you, right? It's like Coca-Cola. We know for years what defines Coca-Cola brand is the cursive C, the scripted C, the C's, right? Starbucks. Starbucks doesn't have to say it's Starbucks because their logo speaks for itself. You see the logo with the lady with the crown on, right? I'm just saying, like that's what a brand is. And oftentimes we get the brand and branding confused. And so branding is simply how you're positioning yourself in front of these people. So, who is the community of people that are most likely to be interested in what you're selling? I'm just saying. So, if you're catching this on the replay, hit hashtag replay. Excuse me. If these tips have been beneficial for you or are beneficial to you, just hashtag beneficial. So let's get right into it. So number one, the first reason why you need a brand is, as I said, you need a brand is because of brand awareness. You need brand awareness. That's number one. Brand awareness. And so, what is brand awareness? Brand awareness is you showing up every day or whatever days of the week you decide to show up for that community of people that I was just talking about. So, how are you going to create brand awareness? Again, like I said, it's showing up. It's showing up. Some of you may have goals to start a business this year. Some of you may have goals to write the book this year. Some of you have goals of creating a brand this year. So, how are you going to do that? Maybe you've started something in your book, your brand, or your business, but you're not quite, you feel like there's something missing. And that is building this brand. That's the branding part of it. And so you need to create brand awareness. Maybe you're going to educate your community of people by, dropping little nuggets or tools or tips, that your business and your brand offers. I'm just saying. So again, brand awareness, if nobody knows you exist, nobody knows to buy into what you're selling. And so it's so important that you get out and get in front of your community of people. So if you're an author, you need to get a community of people who are going to read your reader audience, right? That's your community, right? Maybe you're an author speaker. Maybe you're an author who has a speaking business. You need to get in front of that community of people who will see what it is that you do, right? To bring awareness to the brand. If you are an author coach, the same thing. You need to get in front of that community of people who will see what it is that you actually do. And the key to brand awareness, right? The key to brand awareness is this. Is being consistent. Like just being consistent and showing up consistently. So maybe you're consistently maybe you being consistent maybe twice a week, or maybe it's 3 times a week, or maybe it's 5 days a week that you show up, right? So think about that. It's National Women's Month, and so how are you showing up to my women out there, fellas? We got you too, but to my women out there, how are you going to show up for your brand? Like, is your brand is it to impact or transform people? So if you're a transformation coach, if you're a transformation speaker, how are you bringing awareness to the people? Good morning, Tisha Williams. Thank you for tuning in. How are you showing up for your people? How? I'm just saying. So again, brand awareness, you want to make sure that you show up consistently all the time. And here's the thing I want to add to that as well. Here's to this. A lot of times we get frustrated because nobody nobody's buying, or nobody's, they're not interested in my product or service. But you've only posted one time, or you've only notified the people one time. And the way you're posting is you're just asking people for something. Hey, sign up for this or buy that, right? But you're not giving back. Again, the key to success, you have to serve others first. You have to serve others first. Does that make sense? So let's see. We have Tisha. She says she's a social entrepreneur, and this is for me. Okay. I'm just saying, like, to get brand awareness, you have to show up all the time consistently. Whatever that looks like, you just need to show up. Maybe you showing up and you're impacting and you're empowering people. People may need what you have, but they don't know what you have if you're not showing up. And I spoke with a peer of mine last night. We were talking about this microwavable success, how people want, because we live in a society where it's instant gratification, and that's not reality. Like, you create a product or service today, you expect to be rich today. Like, that's not, even the billionaires, like if you look at their trends, they're not, it took time. It took time. It takes time. And one thing I talk about on my podcast, the Let's Talk Business with Stephanie A. Wynn podcast, is you have to do 3 things. We know at some point we have to invest in our brand, but the 2 important things is effort and time. And if you can't invest effort and time, then don't waste your money, because you're not going to be consistent. You're not going to show up for your brand, which means that there's no brand awareness, right? So let's get to number 2. The second reason why you need a brand is for speaking opportunities. Let's say you're an author and your goal is to become a speaker. So if nobody knows that you speak or teach or coach, nobody knows to inquire about that thing that you want to do. So again, this is why you need to have a brand so that you can have these opportunities. This is an opportunity, right? What do I mean by speaking opportunity? I mean people may reach out to you to come and speak to their organization, to their corporation. Maybe it's a nonprofit that wants you to come and speak, right? I'm just saying, I'm just dropping these little tips so that you can take these tips and just start thinking about, okay, how do I want to show up for my brand? What do I want them to know about this very thing that I'm so passionate about? Right? Okay, that's tip two of why you need a brand. Number three, networking opportunities. When you're out here on these social media streets, or maybe you're offline and you're at an event, networking event, maybe you're going to a conference, maybe you're doing a live conference and maybe virtual. There may be someone in the room that need what you have. Maybe they need your services. Maybe they need your product. And because you don't have a brand, and I'm going to break down what that brand looks like, right? You can't network or you can't provide, you can provide them with your phone number, but you're not positioned in a way that would warrant them to want to do business with you or to refer you to somebody else to get in the room somewhere. Right? So again, it is so vital that you build this brand because if nobody knows that you exist, nobody knows to buy into what you're selling. A lot of us have about, I would say, if you have 4,000 friends on any social media platform and you're not, you say you in business or you're an author, but nobody's really clear as to what you do, it's time to build that brand. And what does that look like? I know you may be saying, well, Stephanie, what does that look like? And you may be saying, I got a business. I know what I'm doing. I'm doing it right. A lot of us get frustrated because we don't have a website or a landing page to send people to when we're in those rooms with those networking opportunities. We don't have, a digital business card so that in the event, because, some people don't do paper cards anymore there because of COVID, whatever reason. Do you have a digital business card, right? Do you even care to just simply get it together for your community so that people can start reaching out to you so that they can inquire about your services or products? I'm just saying, remember, this third reason is so important because a lot of people say, I hear this all the time, I'm self-made, I'm self-taught. I get the self-taught, but there was somebody in front of you that you saw to get this knowledge. Nobody's self-made. Let's talk about that's not. I'm just saying. That's my opinion. So don't come after me, y'all. Don't come after me. But I'm just saying, there was somebody that you saw that helped you get to where you are, right? So maybe there was somebody that mentored you. Maybe there was somebody who inspired you to be greater than where you were. Remember, when you're in these networking communities and you're networking, you want to be intentional because sure, we can spend a lot of money in these networking events, but what's your purpose of going to these networking events? Is it to better your brand, your business, or even your book for that matter, for those who are published authors? So think about that as you're going along today. These are the three reasons why you need a brand. Because if nobody knows that you exist, nobody knows what you're selling. Kevin Hart said in Forbes, they asked him, what would be the first thing that you would recommend for entrepreneurs when they're starting their business? And the first thing he said was, build the brand. Build the brand. Like it's gonna save you. So many of us have been hustling backwards. We have been marketing, we've been selling services. You don't even have a brochure that can show the people what it is that you actually do. Well, like, what do you do? Do you have a brochure of the services or products that you provide? I'm just saying, like, these are all a part of branding. Your brand. Branding is how you position the brand. Like how your method of communication to your community of people. I'm just saying. Just saying, y'all. So if these tips have been helpful to you, please drop a comment and let me know how they've inspired you, if they've moved you this morning. I'm not going to stay long, but I want you to know that the 3 reasons why you need a brand is because number 1, that brings brand awareness, right? Having a brand brings brand awareness. So the people who are your community of people that you're assigned to, they know exactly what you do and what you offer. Number 2, this also with having a brand, 3 reasons why you need number 2 why you need a brand is speaking opportunities. If you want to become a speaker, you're an author, you're a coach, consultant, it allows for speaking opportunities because let me tell you, when you want to speak, what they will do is go and look you up. They will do their due diligence and they will go look you up. I'm just saying. And number 3, networking opportunities. You need a brand so that as you're out here networking and you're out here introducing yourself to different other peers or other opportunity networking, you're at networking events and conferences, you're ready. They can see you, right? So if this has been helpful to you, I just want to invite you to How to Build an Author Brand. That is taking place on next Tuesday, March the 7th, and it's going to take place at 7 p.m. and it is going to be amazing. I'm telling you, like, you have to know how to build this brand. If you're an author, you aspire to write a book this year, that's one of your goals, to write a book. You should be building that author brand before you get that physical copy in your hand. I'm just saying, I wasn't taught that. And so I want all of my aspiring authors, we all have a story to tell. All of my aspiring authors, if you're emerging author, if you've written a book and you haven't promoted your book because you're frustrated, because the sales have died down, listen, join me at How to Build an Author Brand. That is the link. Grab your seat. It is a webinar taking place next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will discuss, number 1, to build anything, to go from point A to point B, it's going to have to be a mindset change. So we're talking about having a mindset. You got to have that mindset, right? And also we're going to teach you what's going to separate your brand, what's going to make you stand out from everyone else, right? Again, when I wrote my book, my goal was not to become Amazon #1 bestseller. I know a lot of people that's probably watching this probably like, why not? Because that wasn't the plan for my book. And being Amazon #1 bestseller, and I'm not discounting that. What I am saying is that being Amazon #1 bestseller was not the goal for this book. The goal for me was to get my book in as many hands as possible. So I went on a nationwide book tour. Now, did I was it challenging? Absolutely. Absolutely. But one thing I did not do, I did not give up. I knew that if nobody knows that Ready, Set, Go exists, nobody's going to buy it. So I knew that I had this simple guide to establish a successful small business, and I needed to get it in the hands of aspiring and emerging entrepreneurs. Because again, if nobody knows you exist as an author, nobody's buying that book. And I don't care how much you've paid a publisher, how much you pay a marketing strategist. If you don't believe in your book, your brand, or your business, then how do you expect others to believe enough into your book to buy what you're selling? Whether it's the book, the brand, or the business. I'm just saying. So make sure you're in the building. We're bringing back the How to Build an Author Brand webinar. Takes place next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time via Zoom. And again, if you know someone who's an aspiring author, if you know someone who is has written a book and they've like haven't promoted their book and they're down, I know how it feels. But the reason why, and I believe this, 99% of the reason why authors give up on their books is because there's no marketing plan or strategy in place, right? And they're not clear of who their reader audience is. You don't have no clue. You think it's for everybody. Your book is for everybody. And it is for somebody, but not everybody. So give a shout out to Sierra Clark. Good morning. Good morning. So it's your girl, Stephanie A. Wynn. Sign up. Out until next time. And remember, show up for your brand. Get out here and impact and empower your people and set yourself up the right way, because remember, nobody knows you exist. Nobody's buying into what you're selling. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk soon. Bye.